Hey everybody, okay, it's me Tanisha, and we are here to talk about the June review. In the left column, this is what I originally projected, and this is what actually happened. Things highlighted in blue means that I did a little worse than I budgeted for, and things in pink mean I've done better. So June looks like it's a blue month. There's a lot of blue going on here. So let's talk about what's happened. Originally, I projected that I was going to make $10,669 in June. $10,300 is what actually came in. And this isn't that bad, simply because originally I expected to receive about a $2,500 refund for taxes, and that did not come in. But as you see, I did not make $2,500 less here. So I did make money and income in other areas that I wasn't initially expecting, but the refund check didn't come in. And something that I do that a lot of financial experts probably advise against is I pay my savings account and the extra money I send to my mortgage. That's the last thing I do every month. And the reason why I do that last every month is for reasons like this. When money that you was expected to come in doesn't come in, it doesn't pull away from the main bills, your main bills or your main expenses, so if I come up short with what I wanted to save, or if I come up short with what I wanted to send extra to my mortgage, that's not going to hurt anything very much. So it's all good. That way, you can still kind of stay on track. $500 in gifts is what I said I wanted to do, and I did $575. The reason why this is in blue is because I could have done better. What happened was I wanted to go to this poetry event that was sold out, so I couldn't buy tickets online. I called the box office, and at the moment I called, they had 6 tickets that became available, and I went ahead and purchased all 6 with the intention to resell those tickets to like friends and associates who may have wanted a ticket but couldn't get one. And then what ended up happening was I ended up gifting them all away to, some of my best friends in the world. So it was all good. But again, that came out of an acting impulsively, not wanting anybody to miss out on the show. $95 HOA, gas $100, electricity $220. So that's $20 over what I expected. And I believe the reason is probably just simply because it's summertime in air conditioning. So that's probably where that came from. $245 for my cell phone, and I said $95 for cable, but the cable bill actually came in at $90. Securities, the home security systems, $125. Lawn, $120. Netflix, $10. Check-in, I budgeted for $150 and end up only using $80 of that. And that $150 again in my checking account is like a cushion. I like to keep at least $150 for this month, and I lowered that to $75 a paycheck just to cover incidentals, expenses, almost like my own backup emergency fund. Insurances, I said $210. I actually paid $250. That is because I added an additional insurance. I purchased a home warranty program or warranty insurance for my rental property because things are starting to break, appliances and things like that. I've had them for a minute, and so I decided to get a warranty to kind of cover those things as repairs coming that need to be done. And where are we? Business, $200. Portland. I went to Oregon this month, which was absolutely awesome. I had no idea Oregon had so much to offer. I budgeted $355 for spending money and end up only spending $310. But let me tell you, that was the best $310 ever. I stayed in a yurt, which is almost like a cross between a teepee and a cabin, and it had like heat and electricity, so that was awesome. I went and I seen sea lions in their rookery, which in Oregon is the only mainland rookery that you can see from the mainland, so that was awesome. It was like 100 or so sea lions out there just chilling in the sun, and we watching them climb up on rocks and just live their life in the ocean. And then also we I ate some of the biggest and freshest oysters ever known to man. I am an oyster connoisseur. I did not even know oysters came that big, so that was exciting. Skinny dipped in a lake that was at the climbing sand dunes. Oregon has amazing sand dunes. I thought I was in Dubai. If it would have been hot outside or whatever, you couldn't have told me I wasn't in a desert somewhere. We climbed sand dunes. We sledded down sand dunes. We sandboarded down sand dunes. And we also did one of my favorite things. We took a dune buggy tour, which was crazier than a roller coaster ride on the sand dunes of Oregon. So that was fun. I would definitely visit again. One of my best friends is from Oregon and her family lives there. So yeah, we'll probably see more of that in the future. The toll pass is $95. Oil change. Now this stuff right here in the blue, I didn't originally budget for it, but it ends up happening in the month. So I added it to the budget as we went along. So what I did was I got an oil change that was much needed. I got my hair done. That was much needed. I got a mani and a pedi and my eyebrows done. That was much needed. Look at this. About time for me to get them done again, but that's not going to happen. Well, next month. I don't know. Maybe this month. Who knows? So that was $60, $90, $55. And then also in July, this month in July, on the 15th of July, I'm going to New York. I'm taking my mother and my grandmother to New York to see a Broadway show. And so I got us a hotel in Times Square. So that was $260. This area right here, what I do, I don't necessarily budget for it. My idea is to have mindful spending, and my idea is to do a little better this month than I did in the previous month. I'm also kind of doing something a little different, so I'll tell you about it. So gas, only spent $70 as opposed to $115. I think the Portland trip, the Oregon trip, had a lot to do with that, because while I was there for about 4 or 5 days, I wasn't driving around, of course. Restaurants. Last month I did $184. This month, and this is what I'm doing different, I spent $64. It could add up to $160, but what I decided to do was take away the restaurants that I ate and spent in Oregon, simply because I had already originally budgeted that for that. So that amount is actually covered here. So if we take that away, what I actually spent outside of that was $64. And the reason why I think I spent so less this month in restaurants, because we all know I like to go out and eat, is because this month was my birthday. And so what that meant was I was treated out a lot this month. I went to some fabulous places, to include this one place that did this like burlesque show while you ate. It was like this burlesque pole dance total entertainment thing, and that was like $75 a person. And I believe it was 8 of my friends treated me to that and themselves. So that was an amazing experience. I spent $138 in groceries as opposed to $176 from last month. So did better in that area. Again, could have been because I was in Oregon. Miscellaneous spending right here. Last month I did $56. This month I did $120. And I did things like I had to buy some postage stamps and things. I had an eye appointment. I needed to have my contacts adjusted. So I had to pay the deductible for that. I started a diet, so I bought some things that I needed for my diet and some vitamins and some things for the kitchen like dish towels and things like that. and sheets and stuff. So that came to $120. Now down here, originally I projected that I was going to save $2,169 for my savings, and I actually saved $3,040. And the reason why there's a bigger jump here than in the mortgage part is because what I realized, y'all, is July, this very month right here, I will actually make my 6-month living expenses goal. So basically, as of July, when I get all my money in this month, I would have officially met the goal to have saved up Dave Ramsey's baby step. Is it baby step 3? It might be baby step 3. It's the baby step where you save up 3 to 6 months of living expenses. So that is done. So that means that I now have a 6-month emergency cushion in my savings account. And I should celebrate, right? But who are we kidding? My whole freaking life is a celebration. Okay. Mortgage. I said I was going to do $5,600, but as I said before, up here, I didn't get that extra $2,500 refund check, and so I sent $3,600 to my mortgage. My mortgage is $3,100 a month, so that was an extra $500 that I sent to my mortgage, and I'm all good with that. At least, you know, as long as I'm spending something, we good. And that is what happened with June. I'm super pleased with it. I had a lot of fun, which I always think is the most important thing in my life. And at the same time, I was super responsible. I handled all of my business. I am still debt free. I'm paying off all my credit cards. And I even got a notice. Let me see. My credit score went down, guys. And the reason why it went down, they said, because I did not have new, what do they call it? New loans, like car loan or credit card loan or whatever, and I wasn't carrying over a balance. So my score dropped, which I think is actually so freaking bogus, that because I pay off my credit card bills every month, I don't get credit for that. I get, in their eyes, penalized for that, because they like to see you carry over debt. They like you to pay interest and make somebody else richer than managing your own self and keeping your money in your own pocket. That's the American way, and I refuse to play that game. So I'm going to play this game on my terms. I'm going to continue paying off my cards every month, and I'm going to do what I do to live a fun and totally fabulous life. Okay, that's all I have, and tomorrow I should be getting the July budget video up for everybody, and that's it. So that's the story my money told for the month of June. What story did your money tell for your month of June? Peace.